Now, Harish Salve, former Solicitor General, who joins us tonight, has actually been taking up the case against the Lal Batti culture in the Supreme Court. Obviously, Mr. Salve, you should have also included in your fight before the Supreme Court of India the attempt for the members of Parliament to be walking, talking Lal Battis. I don't know whether Sabir Ali is a walking, talking Lal Batti, but I suspect he also gets special treatment because he wants it. He wants more and more special treatment. Madhukar Jaitley, I am told, of the Samajwadi Party, who has minister rank, advisor to the Government of UP in Externally Aided Projects Division, also supports the flying Lal Batti culture. I presume Rahul Narwekar, not a member of Parliament yet, but he supports the flying Lal Batti culture, which is, so I'm just putting it very categorically tonight. We have three people on the program who support the idea of a member of Parliament being a walking, talking Lal Batti. Jitendra Bhargava, who's with me today, he carries a card which has the name of his book, The Descent of Air India. I'm just putting it up out here. Now, he has faced legal cases by who? Praful Patel took him to court for writing things which were not very flattering about his time at Air India. But I suspect he also extended a Lal Batti culture to all the members of Parliament when he was the director at Air India. Derek O'Brien says, I take the point of view of the common man. He has a right to say so. We'll have to test how far he'll go in that. And Bejon Misra, consumer expert. Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin. Let's begin with Harish Salve. Mr. Salve, you missed something out. You should have also included, when you fought against Lal Battis, that MPs should be treated like normal Indians when they fly.
Arnab, the point is, we didn't know of any such circular. And we just thought it was the habit of our public sectors, organizations to be kind to those who can create trouble for them in their in their committees in Parliament.
Yeah.
So we thought because of that Air India was doing it, but frankly nobody knew there was a circular of DGCA. And the more fundamental question which we need to ask ourselves as a nation is, on what principle is a perquisite given to a member of Parliament? The word privileges doesn't fit in a democracy, in a republic. There are no privileges. These are perquisites of office. Now, perquisites of office are either given as a part of your pay package,
right,
which this obviously is not. If this is given to facilitate his functioning as a member of Parliament, if something is given as a facility to help you perform better in Parliament, one can understand that. But obviously this has no connection with how he performs in Parliament.
Yeah.
So this then becomes purely because of your status. And that's we are back to the same debate.
Yeah.
That is this an office of status or is this an office to serve the people of India?
Well, it's a state.
And we are back conceptually, whether it be the Lal Batti, whether it be the ceremonial security, or whether it be all these freebies at airports. This sense of entitlement because you hold a particular office is then a notion of status which doesn't square with the notion of a republic. And I do want to flag one issue, Arnab. I am convinced that there are a large number of members of Parliament who do not enjoy all this, who are simple people, who come, who do their work in Delhi, who use the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha buses to go to Parliament, who live in ordinary flats. It's a smaller number, I am given to understand, I may be wrong on this, who actually enjoy all this. And they get this branding for the entire political class done like this.
Mr. Salve,
and they are responsible for creating this disconnect.
No, but Mr. Salve, you and I can't take a chance with that. Because there are people like Sabir Ali who want to feel special. Members of Parliament like Sabir Ali.
You're absolutely right.
Arnab, please, I would like to have you don't have my comment without taking my comment. You should not. Arnab, it's very wrong on your part. Arnab, I want to interrupt. Without taking my comment on the total, you have not taken my comment in commenting about me. That's not good.
Well, I presume, Mr. Sabir Ali, that you are for or against it. Don't take an in-between position.
And then you don't have any right.
Do you want to be treated specially? My question to you is, Mr. Sabir Ali, it's so easy to provoke you when I ask a direct question. Are you for or against? Are you for or against these special privileges?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Exactly. You have to listen to me first, and then you have to.
All right, don't get so agitated.
You have not taken my comment. You and comment.
Don't get so agitated.
So
I know that if there were those rights, they'll be taken away. Don't get so agitated.
Absolutely not, Honor.
Calm down.
Maybe you are the. You maybe. I is not the matter. It is. I'm always come down, but you are not. When you are sitting a chair, you are always hot. That's not correct. You're taking my comment.
Sabir Ali, come on, answer the question. Would you say today?
That's not correct.
No, that's all right. Sabir Ali, it's all right.
I'm answering.
Yes, answer the question.
Yes, I'm here to comment on.
Answer.
Yeah.
Answer.
See, I'm asking the questions through you. I'm answering. I'm here. If I'm flying by business class, whatever anybody is getting any facility in the business class, I'm entitled to get it.
What facility?
Number one. Number two.
No, 1 second.
Can you answer Arnab?
1 second. 1 minute. Now you answer my question. Don't get into the speech mode. Answer my question. Why do you want someone to carry your bag?
So Arnab,
why do you want someone to carry your bag?
You can't dictate.
Why do you want someone to carry your bag? Neither can you dictate. You tell me, Mr. Sabir Ali. You tell me, Mr. Sabir Ali, why should someone carry your bag? You are an able-bodied man. Why should someone carry your briefcase? Why should someone carry your briefcase?
Absolutely, Arnab. You are going on the wrong direction.
Why should someone carry your briefcase?
You are the anchor. It's not good.
Why don't teach me journalism. Why should someone carry your briefcase?
Putting the questions.
Why should someone escort you to the plane?
Putting a question to me.
Why should someone treat you differently? Why can't you stand in a line? Why can't you stand in a line like the rest of the people?
You can't.
Why can't you? Why can't you?
Arnab, you have to listen to me.
No, don't get.
You can't do both things. You can't do a question and answer together.
I am asking you 5 questions. You're getting agitated, Mr. Sabir Ali. Don't get agitated.
That's not correct.
Don't get agitated. Don't get worked up.
Listen to me first.
You know what I want, Mr. Sabir Ali. You know what I want. I'll tell you what I want. 1 second. Mr. Sabir Ali, I'll tell you what I want. Give me 30 seconds. I'll tell you what I want. 1 second, Mr. Sabir Ali. 30 seconds. You know what I want, Mr. Sabir Ali. Mr. Sabir Ali, I want. You listen to me, Mr. Sabir Ali, and then you can answer. You listen to me, Mr. Sabir Ali. 1 second. You listen to me 1 second, sir. You listen to me for a minute, sir. Don't get worked up. You know what I want.
Listen to me.
Mr. Sabir Ali, you know what I want.
That's not
You know what I
correct.
want, Mr. Sabir Ali. Now listen to me. Mr. Ali. Mr. Ali, you know what I want. I want only 4 things.
That is the correct.
I want only 4 things.
How is that correct?
I want only 4 things, Mr. Sabir Ali. First of all, come.
You can't see. Arnab, you can't dictate the terms.
I want
you have to the questions and let me give
Yes,
an answer.
Mr. Ali, 1 minute, please.
You can't dictate
Just 1 minute, please. So we'll move on. Mr. Ali, 1 minute. Mr. Ali.
Let me answer it.
Mr. Sabir Ali, 30 seconds of your
I
time.
already put the question to
30 seconds of your time, Mr. Ali. You know what I want? Just 30 seconds, Mr. Ali. 30 seconds. No, you know what, Mr. Ali? You know what, Mr. Ali? I will take my 30 seconds. My 30 seconds. I want 4 things from you.
You can't dictate the terms.
I want 4 things from you. I can't, but the people of India will dictate to you. The people of India will dictate to you. The people of India want you to stand in a line. The people of India want you to go through security like they do. The people of India want you to behave like a normal person. The people of India want you to carry your briefcase. That's what the people of India want.
Arnab, India is not only times now. Please listen carefully. Arnab, India is not only times now. We have seen the India. We are going to the people.
Oh,
we are answerable to the people. We do not you don't require any certificate from the Arnab. Please, I don't require any certificate from the Times now. So you have put in the questions. Let me answer it.
Mr. Ali.
If you are sitting, you let me hear it.
Mr. Ali, you know, I'll tell you one thing. Sometimes I feel. Just 1 minute, please. You know, you've spoken, I've spoken. Sometimes I feel that when a person is on the defensive, he speaks very loudly.
I have not spoken, I have not given the answer because you do not want to.
Will you carry your briefcase always? Will you always go stand in a line?
Let me give the answer.
Will you always stand in a line? Will you ensure that no 3 people walk with you?
Can you listen? I do.
Really?
I do. But if I am flying in the business class, other people are getting the treatment of the business class.
What other people?
Free launch.
What, you travel business class, you can't stand in a line.
Economy class.
That's rubbish. When you travel business class, you have to stand in a line.
I am always there in the line. See, to be.
You don't need to be escorted if you're traveling. You're not a child. You're a fully grown man. You're a fully grown man. You're not a child. Bejon Misra, what's your response?
I'm not a child. You are a child.
Bejon Misra to Sabir Ali, please. Bejon Misra to Sabir Ali.
I think
you should listen, please.
Mr. Sabir Ali, now you had your turn. Bejon Misra responding to you. Bejon Misra is responding to you.
You should listen it. Can
Yeah, you see, as a member of parliament, you should have the decency to listen. You should learn to listen more and speak less. You see, you are trying to talk about business class. I am saying, let's make everything very tangible and transparent. Can you MPs demand from all the airlines to sort of build a costing?
I'm asking only 30 seconds.
No, you've got more than 30 seconds. Now you want 30 minutes.
See, you can't.
Bejon Misra,
Let all the... No, you listen. Why don't you listen?
See.
Why are you not keeping quiet? Just listen for a few minutes.
You put the question, you didn't give me a chance to reply.
You've replied, I've heard you, sir. Please, Bejon Misra, continue.
You started off. You keep quiet now for a while. You keep quiet for a while. You see, the MPs must understand that
I have not answered it. I'm not talking to other because he put the answer. He didn't take my answer.
Yeah, 1 second, sir. I heard you. Your basic.
You wait for your turn now. You have lost your turn. You have to wait for your turn now. What I want to tell you all is that
Arnab,
every facility, every amenity which you are paying, which we are paying for, you know, my ticket is costing 40% more because of you MPs taking these privileges. I could have paid my fare 40% less. Why don't you people calculate the amount of money spent for these amenities which are given free to you people?
So you are mistaking.
I want to understand that tonight. Why don't you demand?
I am not getting the free. I am the citizen who are paying the tax.
Private airlines.
I am paying the tax. I am not taking anybody's.
Oh, for God's sake!
I am paying the tax. I am the taxpayer.
12,000 crores.
Yeah. I want to.
12,000 crores. 12,000 crores you have paid to Air India to bail him out.
No, this is
Air India is going bankrupt because of these kind of behaviors of the members of the
Jitendra Bhargava.
You have to understand.
Jitendra Bhargava, this freebie culture.
Absolutely not.
I see a strong sense of entitlement. Sabir Ali, calm down. The fact is, now 1 second, I'm going to pepper this with some of the special treatment. According to a 2000 and Sabir Ali, calm down, please. Sabir Ali, calm down, please.
You are fleecing the public.
According to, and let me speak. According to a 2011 protocol,
I have
stipulating
with economy class ticket people traveling in business class.
Of course they do.
Why shouldn't you pay for it?
Absolutely you should. Now, according to
upgradations being done.
According to a 2011 protocol, let's go to the others. Let's go to the others. Let's go to Derek O'Brien. 1 second. Let's go to Derek O'Brien. Now, I have a 2011 protocol. This is regarding Air India, which says members of parliament should be provided stepwise facilitation, starting from a generation of PNR numbers to departure from airport, takeoff, arrival, etc. One of these things say once on board. This is beautiful, actually. Once on board, the cabin crew will have to identify themselves to the member of parliament and offer them the deep compliments of the captain. Why? Derek O'Brien, you're laughing, but this is true. The compliments of the captain. And it says they have to be given royal treatment till the plane takes off. They should get pre-reserved seats of their choice. Why?
No,
why? Why, Derek? Why?
The British culture.
Of course. Even the British who don't do this.
Why are you asking me?
Yes, Derek.
Why are you asking me this question?
No, because whether you...
Please don't blame the British.
Because whether you accept it or not, Derek, you may be a very nice man who say, I don't take these particular privileges, I don't like them. But the fact is, somebody there will feel that Derek O'Brien MP is travelling. So when Derek O'Brien MP travels...
So what?
No, 1 second. Derek O'Brien MP travels, they will have to offer you these. The person on duty will be scared that somebody like Sabir Ali will be his boss. And say, why did you not do the things that you were meant to?
See, Arnab, Firstly, before we get to the DGCA, I think you need to make some new regulations on your program for some basic television etiquette. What were you guys doing in the last 20 minutes?
Continue. Thank you.
Pathetic.
Thank you. Continue. I've also seen Trinamool members behave in the assembly.
No,
Continue.
I'm continuing. Let me give you what example we follow in Trinamool Congress. Forget about Derek O'Brien. There's a lady who was a cabinet minister who still goes in the airline bus. The same lady who was a cabinet minister queues up in security. So Arnab, it's a mindset change. I've seen Mamtadi walks into security in the queue. She goes to the airline bus. She travels in economy class.
Now don't make this you're making this an advertisement for the TMC. Let's talk about the issue.
It's a mind. The issue is we cannot have young, able-bodied members of parliament expecting assistants to carry their bags. It's in very bad taste. And I don't think it's fair to generalize all members of parliament paint them with the same brush. In fact, those VIP lounges are also a disgrace. And here, not only members of parliament, what about bureaucrats? What about high members of the judiciary and other honchos? I think it's the entire culture which needs to change. It's a mindset which needs to change.
It's the
and I'm
culture
glad you're doing programs like this.
Agreed.
Because you call it culture, you call it mindset, I don't know. And it has to, it's a very personal thing. You cannot. Listen, we can also talk about cost, but I think it's a mindset. It's a culture. Now, if you want to say, as you said at the top of your program, there's lal batti on your car. You shouldn't have a lal batti on your car. So I've seen so many members of parliament, and sometimes members of parliament actually have these young boys carrying their bags. However, Arnab, I think for senior citizens, we need to make a distinction, whether they are members of parliament or not. Some people, you need to use those golf carts.
Yeah, agreed.
And need somebody for senior citizens.
Agreed.
बाकी सब नहीं चाहिए.
Agreed.
बकवास.
आपको नहीं चाहिए. No, आपको नहीं चाहिए. साबिर अली को चाहिए. मधुकर जेटली को शायद चाहिए. मधुकर जेटली क्या आपको चाहिए? That when you go to an airport, some airline officials and helpers have to be ready. Some helpers have to be ready at the airport कि साहब आ गए. अब साहब को plane तक ले जाओ. साहब, move with them through the security. Facilitate the entire process, jump the queue, walk ahead of the normal person, who are also Sabir Ali taxpayers, by the way. You are not the only taxpayer in the country. Okay? Everybody is a taxpayer, so don't give me the taxpayer line. Madhukar Jaitley, please. Madhukar Jaitley is speaking. Madhukar Jaitley.
That's why I'm saying you didn't allow me to speak.
Madhukar Jaitley hasn't even spoken.
That's not fair.
Madhukar Jaitley hasn't even spoken.
You asked the question and you are coming to the answer. You didn't allow me to speak.
Mr. Sabir Ali, the whole.
First of all,
Madhukar Jaitley.
I have not got the treatment what you are talking about.
Madhukar Jaitley, by the way, one second. Please, be careful. Madhukar Jaitley.
Can I come in now?
You can.
Yeah, you see, first of all, Arnab, I personally do not entertain all these kinds of facilities that you're talking of. And secondly, the civil aviation minister today has himself clarified that there has been no such order.
The civil aviation minister is talking through his hat. I'm sorry. The civil aviation minister is trying to be the clever by half. I have minutes of a meeting. I have minutes of a meeting, 3rd January 2014.
Okay.
And in fact, I have
fine.
So first of all, don't tell me what the civil aviation minister
says. Let me tell you, Arnab.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. Now, since what you have shown on your program, I'm only telling because of that. You see, what I'm saying is, now these privileges which you are talking of are not only extended only to the members of parliament, these are also extended to senior bureaucrats, also to the judges.
Take it away from all of them.
And also to the editors, of certain media houses.
Certainly, so then since, by the way, if it includes those editors, take them away as well. I think no editor in the country needs to be treated like royalty. So now let me come to the point.
Now let me tell you more about it.
Yeah, go ahead.
if these courtesies which you are talking of, I am only extending.
These are
them
not courtesies.
These are only courtesies.
This is a colonial tradition I am talking about.
No, it is a part
This
of
is
the
not a courtesy.
airline etiquette across the world.
How is jumping a queue courtesy?
No, nobody jump. No, I completely deny this fact. Nobody should jump the queue. Nobody should jump the queue.
Madhukar Jaitley, I have stood. Mr. Jaitley, don't give me homilies tonight. I have stood in a queue and I won't name. I have been pushed around and I have seen people being pushed around. Mantri ji aage, MP aage, side nikaliye. I have seen private airlines. I have seen staff of private airlines.
Recently at the Mumbai airport on the 26th of January, I will not name the airline. You see, the program would have been very complete had you called the representatives of the airline also who are fleecing the passengers in the name of the services.
What are you talking? I am talking about politicians. You are blackmailing the airlines.
Politicians also.
You are blackmailing the airlines by saying so.
Treat everybody equal. Treat everybody equal.
You force the airlines. By the way, I'll tell you one thing.
Arnab?
You know, Harish Salve, just want to say one thing here before I let him complete. You know, in this particular meeting which happened, all private airlines have been told, because only GoAir was present, all the private airlines have been told to follow these new norms, which means if you travel Indigo, SpiceJet, Jet Airways, Go Airways, Paramount Airways, X Airways or Y Airways, you will walk into an airline feeling that there is a new caste of people which has been born, which is the MP caste. And I think a lot of people have had a lot of trouble with Air India simply because...
A bureaucrat caste, a judge caste...
Remove them all. Yeah, so remove them all. I challenge them all.
So remove everybody.
Yes, remove everyone. Don't give me that argument.
Arnab, we have Indian Airlines has practiced this kind of...
Don't only point a member of parliament.
I am saying MPs right now. You know, if there is a film star class, an editor class, a journalist class, okay, a judge class, a bureaucrat class.
No.
There is a difference.
Remove all of them. Remove all of them.
Let me tell you.
No, remove all of them.
There are two.
No, 1 second.
There are two kinds of lounges at the airport.
Sir,
one is which is operated by the airport operator, and one which is operated by the airline. The airline provides business class.
Mr. Jaitley, I say one thing. Break down those VIP lounges. Open up shops and generate revenue for the government. Break them down. Break down those VIP lounges now. Enough is enough. Break them down so that Madhukar Jaitley cannot go to a VIP lounge anymore. 1 second. Jitendra, break them down, I say.
Arnab, I think
Jitendra Bhargava.
As one who has worked for an airline and who knows the picture thoroughly well, let me debunk some of the points made by the two honorable members of parliament. One who says that we only get privileges which are extended by an airline to a business class passenger. My question to him is, in the low-cost airline, there is no business class. They do not extend any privilege, number one.
Yeah.
Number two, when you talk in terms of it, don't the MPs have designated parking spaces outside near the alighting point?
Of course they
And
do.
for the pickup, number one.
They do.
Number two, Mr. Jaitley made a point that there is a lounge reserved for the members of parliament run by the airport authority.
Why?
Mr. Jaitley, Delhi airport is managed by GMR.
No, it is not.
Why?
Hold it.
Well, let him complete.
Hold it.
Speak up.
Mr. Jaitley, please. Mr. Jaitley, please. There is a lounge which is run by GMR and it is funded by GMR.
Absolutely not.
No, government is not paying. Please, I know my facts.
Absolutely not.
I know my facts. You can please check. You can always say Airport Authority is a 40% partner with GMR in Delhi State. But the fact is, the cost of the lounge and the refreshment are paid for by GMR. Let me tell you one thing. You can cross-check this. You can cross-check this fact. Number two, LCC, no question of business class. People will not grudge members of parliament availing amenities that are extended to a person paying business class fare. No dispute about it. The issue that has come up is...
One minute. First of all, when you take a business class ticket, I have a question for you. Worked in an airline, right?
Yeah.
When you take a business class ticket, does it mean that the moment you enter the plane, 2 or 3 people will come, hold your bag, carry you through, say sahab, madam,
Absolutely
right
not.
till security. No, 1 minute. Sabir Ali, don't teach me these things, please.
I'm flying last from 6 years as a member of parliament.
Yes.
I have not got that treatment. Don't give this.
Then what are you getting so agitated about?
That's
Good.
absolutely wrong.
Good you haven't got, and it is people like you. It must be people like you who are demanding it now.
For 6 years, I have not got a single escort.
So good, no? Good. You should never get an escort.
Correct.
You should never get it. Stop getting agitated. There should be all. I want you to.
I don't want it.
Yeah.
If I don't want it.
Why is he shouting?
So why are you shouting?
As an anchor, the other anchor, the same packages they get. What you are getting, Arnab?
It should be stopped immediately.
The same cabin you have, the other anchor they are talking about. What you are talking?
Which anchor?
I think what
please, please, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I have seen it.
What have you seen?
Please, what I'm talking about, if the people who was paying, who are delivering, if they are getting, is not the matter, the privilege.
So I'm telling you one thing, 1 minute. First of all, stop shouting. Mr. Ali, Mr. Ali, Mr. Ali, Mr. Ali, Mr. Ali, since Mr. Ali, 1 second, Mr. Ali, Mr. Ali, first of all, Mr. Ali, Mr. Ali, 1 minute. Since 1 minute, Mr. Ali, since I pick my own luggage, Mr. Ali, since I pick my own luggage and I stand in a line, stop shouting at me, please. And you go and shout at those anchors who are treated like royalty. Don't shout at me. Now listen to the.
I'm not shouting at all, Arnab.
Listen to the.
My way,
Yeah.
I think.
Let me tell you.
Rahul Narwekar, I'm coming to you in a minute, please. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I just
Arnab, can I say one thing?
I think Mr. Ali,
Mr. Ali,
if you are one of those members of parliament who are not availing these privileges, we salute you for it.
No,
if you are not using. But let us take the broader picture that there are members of parliament who have complained on being denied these kind of privileges. We are talking of those section of members of parliament.
What do they want? What do they want? You tell me. What do they want?
Let me explain to you. You come down, get down from the car.
Yeah.
You want somebody to take you to the check-in counter, and mind you, they're not checking. You are taken straight to the lounge. The staff member checks you in, takes care of the baggage. Even if you have a small baggage, you are escorted. And please, I'm again clarifying it. Not every member of parliament. You can make a distinction between. Mr. Ali, again I'm coming to it. There are members of parliament who insist upon and have complained. And this direction, latest direction of DGCA is a consequence of that complaint.
Check as
based on complaints.
Yeah, it's their complaint. So you cannot be the person authorizing yourself to deny it on behalf of all the members of parliament.
In fact,
it's a public issue. People are raising this issue today that they do not want this Lal Batti culture or special privileges being extended.
I am the witness.
Okay, Rahul Narwekar, against or for?
Well,
for or against these ridiculous.
Well, it couldn't be
demands.
as simple as for or against.
It is quite simple.
There is a reasoning behind for, and there is reasoning behind against. Number one, this very concept of these privileges which elected members or public representatives get have created two sections of the society.
Don't tell me what I know.
The political class and the non-political class. And therefore, I totally agree, when it's not required, these privileges should not be granted to any elected representative.
When is it required?
After all, they're here to serve the people and not to rule over the people.
That's very good.
Number two, there are situations where certain privileges are required.
When?
For example,
tell me.
For example,
no, look at me, please. Otherwise,
for example,
1 second. Yes, look at me.
For example, the check-in time restriction with regards to check-in time.
Why?
There are situations where a member of parliament comes straight from Parliament House and has to attend to his constituency.
And there are times
when he doesn't have enough time to check in.
Really?
I think this is
what about lawyers coming from court?
I think that's one sec. Rahul, 1 minute.
What about doctors coming from hospital?
Make their point.
No, Mr.
Does not mean that you're right.
Mr. Narwekar,
Mr.
Narwekar, I said
you allowed me to speak up.
Mr. Narwekar, Mr. Narwekar, I'm still watch.
No, the tele-check-in facility is available to business class passengers, and many airlines also extended to
economy class. He needs to understand one more thing, since you've been rooted in this industry for very long.
Yes.
This so-called check-in facility, or this so-called baggage carrying facility, or this so-called meet and greet and assist facility is not available only to politicians or to elected representatives. It is available to all frequent flyers. And if a member of parliament is a frequent flyer, and if that facility is applicable to all frequent flyers, I don't think there is any harm.
No, 1 second.
But it is,
now time up.
It is for every elected representative to decide whether or not he should avail of these facilities to keep in line with his duties, whether he's here
now
to serve the people
you made your point.
or rule the people.
No, why? Why? It says Harish Salve. Yes, Harish Salve. Why? Harish Salve.
No, 1 minute. Arnab, I just want to comment for 30 seconds.
Yeah, go ahead.
First of all, let us not obfuscate issues. What we are not discussing today is what should be given to frequent flyers. We are not discussing what should be given to business class passengers.
That is exactly what members of parliament are getting.
No, 1 minute.
Can you tell me?
1 minute, please, sir. No. Sorry, no. It may be embarrassing.
I don't think Mr. Salve is right on this at all.
With something, and I just wanted to share one information with you.
Go ahead.
I wanted to share something with you, Arnab.
Yeah, go ahead.
In the reply filed in the Supreme Court in the Red Beacon case, the central government did say that civil servants are engaged in occupations of far greater importance, and that is why they must be given priority.
Ridiculous.
In the traffic.
Ridiculous thing to say.
So this is what we argued in court. So a doctor going to a hospital, a lawyer going to a court, an engineer going to a site is not important.
Absolutely.
But a civil servant, cultural secretary dashing across to attend a concert is important.
Oh, yes.
So he gets the beacon.
Yeah.
So this attitude has to end. That if an MP is going from Parliament, extend check-in facility. What about a doctor going from his operation theatre to catch a flight?
But that's exactly what we said.
Why not
it should be necessity-based.
So,
but you cannot scrap it totally.
First of all, Mr. Narwekar, the point is this. Mr. Narwekar,
scrap it totally.
Mr. Narwekar,
if a foreign dignitary is travelling, and if there is a delegation of MPs travelling with him, do you expect them to leave the dignitary and walk behind? It's not possible. It has to be left to the principle of every elected representative to decide whether or not he should take that facility.
Mr. Narwekar, hello, please, look here. Please don't get into the Shiv Sena speech mode here.
There's no
calm down.
I'm giving you a very pragmatic view, and I think you should not just scream on top of your voice. You should try and understand the thought behind what I'm saying.
Mr. Narwekar, first of all, one second. Please, this is national television. Don't sound, and don't mind my saying so utterly and completely pompous to believe that you have a special job and all of us have lesser jobs. Don't ever say that. I'm going to a caller, and our caller is Karthik from Mumbai. Karthik from Mumbai is calling. Listen to Karthik from Mumbai. Otherwise, he's going to vote against you. Yes, Karthik. Go ahead.
Hi, Arnab. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening.
I've got 1 point and 2 questions to ask. The first point, Arnab, is actually to you that, look, throughout the show, we've been seeing this thing about, the charges that are being levied for lounge access across the different cities. Now, I think that sort of trivializes it because, look, they can just say that, fine, we'll pay that amount. What's the big deal in it? Anyways, that ticket is being borne by me. The cost of the ticket is being borne by me. I'll also have to pay the entry pass of the lounge access as such. So that's no big deal. The other 2 questions that I have for you, number one is that on the larger scheme of things, why are these guys so insistent on this continued imposition of subservience-oriented mindset? This culture.
Exactly.
It's almost like the Raj has left us, but they've left their own sahibs behind to uphold their legacy.
Yeah. You see, this is the point. You see what happens, Karthik, is I've been trying to make that point to the very passionate Mr. Sabir Ali today, but he is under a misconception, Karthik, that these special privileges are business class traveller privileges. The fact is, somebody has got to tell Mr. Sabir Ali that the business class passenger does not necessarily have to have his purse or briefcase picked up and escorted by 4 people or jump the line or go through security in a special manner. It's only this whole feeling that we need to be, when moment we walk in, this is one place where people need to look at us and say, hey, there goes an MP. How wonderful it is that we are sharing the plane with him. As I said, one day you will expect people to sing happy birthday for you. I have given the solution. In that case, go buy a lal batti, and you can put it on top of your heads and walk around by switching the light on, and then everybody will look at you and say, there goes a member of parliament. Happens nowhere else in the world. Senators and congressmen in the United States of America and members of parliament in the United Kingdom and across the entire world and all the continents of this world behave like normal people. But our dear MPs want to behave like they are some kind of new royalty, and they're actually angry about it. Ravi is calling from Delhi. Ravi, hi.
Yeah, hi Arnab.
Hi. You have a question for someone?
No, I have a point to make.
Yeah, go ahead.
See, as per Article 1053 of the Constitution, parliamentarians are only entitled to privileges in discharge, which is in discharge of their parliamentary duties, nothing beyond. And any other privileges is in abrogation to the constitutional scheme.
Yes.
And our parliamentarians, they have not enacted the law of privileges till date. It's been 64 years. They have not enacted the law.
Yeah.
Law says they have to enact and it's specified the privilege.
Yeah.
So making a circular, making a notification, it's circumventing the parliamentary scheme, the constitutional scheme.
Yes, it is. You see, that's a very good point. I want. Maybe Sabir Ali wants to answer that. Yeah. Yes, Harish Salve, you want to come in on the. Mr. Salve, I'm concerned. This problem was with Air India. Now they want to extend it to private.
Privileges is a. Absolutely. See, let's be very clear. Privileges which the Constitution speaks of are not personal privileges. They are privileges for functioning as a member of parliament.
Yes.
The idea being nobody should be able to prevent a member of parliament from doing what the constitution obliges him to do.
Yes.
Function as a member of parliament.
Yes.
So if you try and prevent him from speaking, if you try and prevent him from raising issues, if you try and prevent him from access to information which he is entitled to as a representative of people, that's a breach of privilege. Within the precincts of that house, everything which he says is only regulated by the speaker. We also have limited privileges, Arnab. As a lawyer, once I'm inside Supreme Court and I'm wearing the gown, nobody can interfere in my working. It will be a contempt of the court. So these are privileges which enable you to work.
You see,
this privileges, the moment you step outside the ramparts of parliament, the privileges are left behind.
You know, Mr. Salve, Mr. Salve often heard of the trigger when Mahatma Gandhi was thrown out, of a train.
Yes.
Right? So many over a century back. And now when we look back upon that event, we almost feel that for people like Sabir Ali and Madhukar Jaitley, with respect to you, I'd like to say this to you, do not treat ordinary citizens with contempt. Because by trying to behave differently, taking... No, one second. The Supreme Court of India, in its December 10th, 2013 judgment has said, you treat every time, Mr. Sabir Ali, that ticket, Mr. Sabir Ali, that as a member of parliament, when you travel on that ticket, and that is a free ticket that you get, that ticket of yours, that business class ticket of yours, that business class ticket of yours, Mr. Sabir Ali, is paid by me and all tax-paying citizens. We pay for your... Mr. Sabir Ali, we pay. We pay for your business class ticket, so you better behave like we want you to behave. We pay for your business class ticket. We pay for your business class ticket.
Because the person who was taking
Mr. Sabir Ali, we pay.
Absolutely not.
Mr. Sabir Ali, have some respect for the people of this country. We pay. We pay for that business class ticket of yours, Mr. Sabir Ali. And we are telling you today, that that business class ticket does not mean that somebody will carry your bag and treat you like a baby when you go to an airport.
Whatsoever the business
have some respect, Mr. Sabir Ali.
I would like to get.
Now that's the problem, you see. That's the problem.
As a member of parliament. Not as a member of
Arnab,
parliament.
Yes, Mr. Please. I'm shocked at your behavior tonight, Mr. Sabir Ali. Yes, Harish Salve.
Still, what I said.
I want to make a concrete suggestion.
I am amazed today at the position, at the arrogance being displayed here on the program by Mr. Ali.
Since we blame the British for this attitude we have, let's take a leaf out of their book. You have a facility in Heathrow. If you want VVIP, somebody receives you at the plane, takes you in a private car to the terminal, does your security, does everything and takes you out. Even your immigration is done there, but for a price.
You pay for it.
So you pay the airport and you get this facility. Otherwise, you can be a minister, you will be standing in queue.
I have a suggestion.
Why not we allow airlines for those fat cats who want to pay for this service, to give them all these fancy services and use that money to make air travel cheaper for the common man.
Exactly. So I don't know. Madhukar Jaitley, you want a soft drink, pay whatever 50 rupees that you need to pay. right? You want an alcoholic drink, pay 400 rupees. You want tea or coffee, pay for the coffee.
No. Don't take my name for those things. I never use those things.
No, whether you use or not, you want them, no?
Some members of parliament.
Some members of parliament want them.
My question, no. I am not aware. Today, I am not aware what is your central point of this debate today. Whether you are interested in feeling the fact that the airline should not suffer loss, or you are interested in saying that the services
you know what I'm interested.
Which are not costing the airline at all. They are not costing the airline at all.
Why should we blame the airline? You are creating. Madhukar Jaitley. First of all, I am coming to you. Madhukar Jaitley. One second. Sabir Ali, keep quiet. Sabir Ali, 1 minute.
Arnab, let me complete. I will have to say. Let me say.
Mr. Jaitley, your facts are wrong. Your facts are thoroughly 100% wrong. You are 100% wrong because the government is creating the rules and telling the private airlines what to do. Can any private airline afford not to do what the government is telling it to do? And then you are telling them, why are the private airlines treating us like this?
Done so far. Till today, till the time of doing this program, this has not been happening.
Mr. Jaitley, first of all, please get your facts right and know how people are treated in Air India. Okay?
Absolutely.
And they are first. Secondly, you have no business trying to now extend your influence to private airlines. Because by behaving in this manner, you are trying to force yourself to get. You are behaving like parliamentary bullies. You are behaving like a bunch of political bullies. You are forcing the airlines to treat you differently. And I'd say this, you should be worried today that when you fly on an airline, somebody, if you are treated like that, some common citizen is going to come to you and say, what right do you have to behave like this? This is a free country. By the way, Jitendra Bhargava wants to take you on. Jitendra Bhargava.
Mr. Jaitley. Mr. Jaitley. The two airlines, Air India and Jet Airways, which offer business class on their flights, have on their website displayed what are the privileges and amenities that are extended to a business class passenger. Please have a look at it and then have a look at the orders that have been issued by DGCA to the airlines or what Air India has been extending over a long period of time. Let us not forget, all these practices came in when Air India was operating in a monopoly environment.
And the airlines which they are charging rates.
We are not talking if you can pay.
That they are offering.
You see, Ajit Singh.
Common man, rather than saying that whatever
Mr. Jaitley,
that they are the services that they are
Ajit Singh.
Mr. Jaitley, they have listed down what a business class passenger is entitled to. Please take those kind of privileges. Nobody
the problem is Ajit
but
Singh.
anything beyond given is not desirable.
Ajit Singh, I have something to say to Mr. Ajit Singh. Mr. Ajit Singh, Mr. Jaitley,
It is at the cost of the airlines. It is at the cost of
Now, 1 minute, please. Bear me out. You see, I'll tell you one thing. I assure you that you will have to stand in line. I assure you, Mr. Sabir Ali, Mr. Jaitley, I assure you the people of India will make sure you stand in line. That nobody will walk with you. Nobody will give you any special privileges. Nobody will carry your bag. Nobody will help you through security. You will have to stand in line. You will have to behave yourself because that ticket of yours is paid for by the taxpayer. We have a caller and the caller is Sharmishta from Bangalore. Let's get Sharmishta from Bangalore on the news hour tonight. Sharmishta from Bangalore, go ahead. Sharmishta, make your point. Sabir Ali, calm down. We will take away every single freebie or privilege you are trying to get. Yes, Sharmishta. Yes, Sharmishta.
My question is directed to all the politicians on the debate tonight.
Yeah, go ahead.
We pay money for the smooth working of the government and politicians make use of this money for their luxuries and comforts. Then they want special privileges in airlines. How can they make such frivolous and outrageous demands? How far will their Lal Battiisms go?
Absolutely, Sharmishta. You know, the lawyer come politician Rahul, who's sitting next to me, was trying to give a legal argument, trying to find some loophole to justify special situations. I'd say everyone, 1.3 billion people of India, all have special situations. You don't have special situations. Ajit Singh is the civil aviation minister. He's not the viceroy of India. So he should, So you want to answer Sharmishta tonight, Rahul?
Yeah. Well, Arnab,
yes.
Like I've told you, most of the privileges which have been granted to these elected representatives do not justify or do not have any sound reasoning. However, it would be wrong to give a blanket ban to all the
If it doesn't have reasoning, take it back.
Now let me tell you.
No, anything that has no reasoning, take it back.
If there are ambulances have a blue beacon on top.
A member of parliament is not a walking, talking ambulance. That's the most ridiculous argument I've heard.
Let me
How do you compare an MP to an ambulance?
Don't try and ridicule something before you hear them totally.
How do you compare an MP to an ambulance?
If you have the patience of listening to me, you'll know.
Should be compared to a fire engine.
If you have the patience of listening to me, you'll know.
You just said
hold on for half a second and you'll know.
You just said there is no logic to what you said.
Let me complete, Mr. Arnab Goswami. If you have the courage to listen to what I'm saying, if you have the courage, please keep quiet for half a second.
I don't have the time.
Okay. So there are ambulances which have blue beacons on top of them. There are some ambulances which misuse these lights. That does not mean we can ban these lights totally.
An MP is not an ambulance.
Therefore, there are certain privileges which
if Derek O'Brien doesn't need them.
If there are any MPs who are misusing these facilities, we need to shame.
Oh God.
We need to shame such MPs.
Derek O'Brien will reply.
To expose such MPs.
Derek O'Brien will reply. Derek O'Brien. Comparing MPs to ambulances, what next? I don't know. Maybe
I'm surprised at the way Arnab Goswami can even think and compare. That's not what I said. If he does not, a seasoned journalist, a reputed journalist like Arnab Goswami does not understand such a simple fact, I really don't know what to say after that.
Just understand that all the royal treatment you get should be snatched away from you.
I just understand you like to confuse issues and you don't like to see the right point made.
I assure you, the politicians in this country in our lifetime are going to have all these special privileges taken away from them. I assure you they will stand in line. I assure you they will behave themselves. And I assure you that if one of them tries to misbehave, he or she will be exposed in such a manner that they will learn a lesson for the rest of their lives. Derek O'Brien, last word to you. Derek O'Brien, last word to you.
Arnab Goswami, I was expecting you to shame
Derek O'Brien. Derek O'Brien.
You do your homework better and then conduct.
Derek O'Brien, don't trip over your own argument. Yes. Derek. Derek.
Arnab, two quick points. One is, I think it's all MPs across parties need to address this issue of not using all these unnecessary privileges, and I want to end this program with a thought that yes, we can think about it. We're very open to the idea of converting all the VIP lounges into lounges for senior citizens.
Good point.
Show you're over 65 years old.
I back that.
Go and use the lounge.
I back that. Let the senior citizens get the support, take it away from the MPs.
Very good.
And all politicians, forever. Thank you very much for joining me on this debate tonight. Thank you.